Hi Libra, welcome to the full moon in Capricorn for June 22nd, 2024. Full moons close out cycles. We are closing out a cycle of decrease for you. In any case, this card came up reversed. So I do think there is the feeling that things are closing out. You can probably expect some increase. And this can be financial, it can be your leisure time, it can be love, or even how you value yourself, or your ideas of value. You may have been through a period of isolation or financial limitation, but it seems to me like that's ending now. And you may be going in or shifting to a cycle of reducing something, reduction, into expansion. And that's maybe getting some stabilization. But it's still important for you to kind of maintain balance here, because it feels like it's kind of just getting started, like things are just starting to reverse. Okay, so this card wants you to be methodical and slow down in your approach, because you're coming from it's like a slow build. That's how I kind of want to put that. 4 is stability, right? Good foundations. So that's why if you're setting up any good foundations right now, not figuratively or literally, you want to do it properly. And so you don't want to rush it. All right, let's see where this is going with your reading. Like I said, full moons close out cycles. The first column is something that you may be closing out at this time, or, if you're consciously closing a cycle, or it just may be where you find yourself at the time of, wow, your cards are really jumpy. Where you find yourself, I got the Knight of Swords there, so there's some quick movement here. And that's what I mean, like, you do want to be methodical about this. Wherever you find yourself at the time of the full moon can be indicated in this column. The second column is what you're doing. See what I mean? That Knight of Swords, you're being the Knight of Swords. You want to speed up here. Anyway, this is what you're thinking, what you're doing, how you're feeling. This is indication of you in this situation. And the last one is probable outcome. Probable because some things we are meant to experience, some things we can change, we can manipulate, right? Magician. Nice. But some things we're meant to experience, always for our growth, always to further our growth. Okay. All right. These cards are about navigating the full moon, the energies that surround you. I do know that the tarot can predict, but it's kind of ridiculous to think that I can predict everybody's situation and scenario, because it's a general reading. On one-on-one, that's very possible, but why leave out a group of people watching this when, if that particular situation doesn't pertain to them? But there is always something that you can take away from these cards that you can use in your own situation. And so that's why I keep it general. And again, the idea is to help you navigate your own situation. All right, so that's what I'm doing here. That's the purpose of these readings. You have the King of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles. The King of Cups is associated with Cancer. The Queen of Pentacles is associated with Aquarius for me. Now, This is water. This is somebody who has mastered their emotions, the King of Cups, or he's in the midst of mastering his emotions. And so they can appear very stoic, but there's a lot going on inside. It's like the crab, right? That hard outer shell, but there's mush on the inside. They have that hard outer shell for protection because they are so soft on an internal level. These are highly intuitive, highly psychic people. They are going to be round in features. This is how you can recognize them. Or they may have their eyes turned down just a little bit, like sort of like a seashell, if you will. They often like history. They're usually very intelligent people, and they're very sweet, but they're not somebody who are quick to get into relationships. In fact, this is the Bachelor card for me. However, they're very intelligent. They expect the best. It's a cardinal sign, so they expect the best from themselves and they expect the best from other people as well. And that can be a difficult level to reach. Okay. Then you have a Queen of Pentacles. She's going to be square in features. You can look at her jaw line is very often square. Sometimes the forehead, the nose can have squareness to it. Very often the Queen of Pentacles has the indication of all four of the elements in the way they look, meaning that they're grounded in all four of the elements. These are people who are looking for stability. Their concentration is stability, whether that's physical stability, so good health, or financial stability, or both. So these seem to be two people that we're dealing with here. The Queen of Pentacles can often be in a healing, but more along the lines of, because it's Aquarius can be very altruistic, so something like Ayurveda, right? Somebody who, like a physical therapist or a dietitian, somebody who uses the earth, right, for health. And even if they're not doing it for work, they're quite busy themselves, making sure that they get to the gym, eat properly, that sort of thing. So what do these people have to do with the situation here? More people, a lot of people around you. Maybe that's the increase. Perhaps you spent a lot of time on your own, alone, and now all of a sudden people are starting to come around you. This is the Queen of Swords. This is associated with Virgo for me. This is somebody who's great with details. They're going to have very sharp features or a very critical mind, sharp mind. The tongue can also be a bit critical. They really say what's on their mind, no holds barred. There are people who can cut off somebody or something with a logic. They're really great with details. These are kind of managerial position people. Also usually intelligent and can be quite refined. They're going to have sharp features like a pointy nose or a sharp chin, high cheekbones, that kind of thing. Okay, so there seems to be some restriction here. Now, this is the decrease. Even in the mud, there's decrease there. So restriction is the Eight of Swords. We feel restricted. Maybe our mental faculties are restricted. Maybe these people are restricting themselves from you or you from them. I highly doubt it because you're coming in rather quickly. Maybe you haven't seen or talked to these or heard these people in a long time. But there's restriction here. Now, the 8 is a power number. And there's a struggle here. This person feels like they're struggling, and the more you struggle, the more you get stuck in the mud in this case, because there is restriction there. So this card often says that when you when your abilities or what you're trying to do is not effective, it's a good thing to wait for the situation to turn back in your favor, and pivot, refocus, focus on something else again until the situation turns back in your favor, which can be happening slowly here. And I say that because of the Ten of Wands. Now, you're the Knight of Swords. Virgo just had this in the same position, and we have Virgo here, so I find that an interesting connection. The Knight of Swords is the knight in shining armor that comes in to save the day. It's something that comes in quickly and can leave just as quick, but you're moving into the situation. You're coming quickly into the situation. So maybe where these people are having restriction, you're coming in to help. However, it's going to be a lot of hard work. And not only that, you have your own responsibilities with the Ten of Wands. These are carrying your responsibility and the load of your own. And moving slowly towards the finish line. And I say that because it's the 10. 10 is the end of a situation while simultaneously beginning something new. But it is slow and steady wins the race, this card. It seems to me like you might be taking on some responsibility that other people are unable to, or you're helping them out in some way. But the Knight of Swords is action, quick action. Another 10. Well, that's really nice. Negatively aspected, which can be that Ten of Wands, it's seeing things through rose-colored glasses. It is also the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. It's Mars in Pisces. So Mars is going to give you that quick action, right? That kind of fighting spirit. But Pisces isn't quick. Pisces is much more relaxed, right? We're swimming along. However, a fish can pivot really quick. So, but this card is an indication of having faith in your own emotional growth, but also it's kind of like bunking off a little bit, like letting some of your responsibility go for a little while. Mars and Pisces, yes, you can get things done, but you also have those days where you're just kind of like, I think I'll call in sick. Or I'm going to take a weekend away. I've got a lot of work to do, but I'm going to take some time off anyway. Nothing wrong with that, but it does seem like something that comes out of nowhere. It feels like you pivot really quickly here. This is the couple from the Two of Cups that have emotionally matured through the phases. But you have two tens here, so there's definitely something coming to a close here. And that can be all this difficult responsibility that you've been carrying. Perhaps you do get to the finish line and you reward yourself with a good time here, with enjoying yourself and enjoying friends and family, maybe people that, again, you haven't seen in a while. Maybe it's a little holiday, a weekend away. Maybe it's just, calling in sick on Friday and enjoying life a little bit. But you do have something to offer here. Timing is really important with the Knight of Pentacles. He knows when to plant. He knows when to till the land. He knows when to harvest. But there is, again, especially with this Ten of Cups card, kind of procrastination feeling. And this is, for me, very stop and go energy, because here we're going this way and then we're slowly taking our time going the other direction. So there's really this kind of like go fast and then stop. Like, let's hurry up and finish up our responsibilities so we can slow down and enjoy life a little bit. But this is something or someone, which would be you, that has something very firm to offer. It can be your time, it can be finances, it can be your knowledge, it can be whatever, but there is something very firm to offer a situation. Like this night is going this way and this night is going this way. However, this can be the procrastination card, like I said. So this is the only night that doesn't move. He's very stagnant. He's very still because he's waiting for proper timing. However, some people may consider it procrastination, or it may look that way to some people. But what I'm seeing here is that you can be taking time out from finishing up something in order to enjoy yourself a little bit in the next 2 weeks. Or you're working really hard to finish up something so that you can enjoy yourself in the next, for a little while. Did I just say that? Okay. Interesting. Now, the outcome is the Magician and the Five of Cups. A little bit of a mixed bag here. The Magician is your focus. It's your concept. It's your vision. And it's what you kind of want to create here, right? It's the spark. It's the number one. So he's drawing down his idea to make it manifest in reality. It is the first step, but it is your concept and your vision. And so every decision that you make should be weighed against that initial concept and vision. Not to say that it can't change, but there is something there that saying, well, my idea or my concept for something, maybe there's some smaller things that can change, but the initial concept, the initial vision should be your main focus here. The Five of Cups, however, is a moody card. It's very moody. Three cups have spilled, two remain. This is the grieving card, so we're sort of grieving over something that didn't work out, certainly on an emotional level. And it's okay to grieve. It's part of a process. But this card asks you not to stay there too long because it can become depression. See what is still good. See what you still have. So that is part of the decrease card. Some things have been lost. Some things have dissipated or have been removed or something like that. But you still have. And I think that's why this was reversed. Because yes, something has been lost. However, you have something here that you can build upon and slowly increase again what maybe has been lost. Maybe it's in another form, or right, a different cup. However, there's still something there, and at the right time it's important for you to pivot and to take up what is still there and use it to your advantage, like the Magician would do. Okay, you have another indication of, so this is 2 tens, right? 2 tens is 21. So 21, 2 tens and a 1. For me, it's very much like the graduation card. It's the end of a major cycle and the beginning of something new. Can indicate the need or the want to travel. You're in a protective spiritual box here while things are finishing up, before you move on to this next big cycle, which I think has something to do with this Knight of Pentacles here. And again, timing is really important. So there may be little things that you need to do to finish up this cycle, right, the 10 of Wands, before you move on to the next big cycle. Again, some people have graduated, and so, right, they're preparing for the real world or for a next year in university or school or what have you. And that can be the scenario for some people. But there is this feeling of again, this kind of goes with the Five of Cups for me. It's the card of separation and loss. But for me, the Two of Swords is the cut that is made. So the Three of Swords is dealing with the aftermath, but also it is after that, right? After that grieving period, you have renewal and restoration and rebuilding. And that's the importance and the wisdom of the Three of Swords. So take that time that you need to move through this particular cycle before you move on to something else. Again, you have decrease, but it was reversed. And so we're going to slowly rebuild here and renew. Okay. What does Spirit want you to know? Honesty. Honesty will ultimately be rewarded. Ultimately, I think, is the key word here. And I think the Knight of Swords is an honest individual. Certainly the Queen of Swords is, and the King of Cups is, 100%. And again, this is my Aquarius card, so they are about being quite honest. So there is some honesty necessary, whether that's to yourself or to other people, where there is some need to be honest. And I do have a feeling it's being honest to yourself. I think it's a mixed bag, to be honest. Okay. I hope this has been helpful. Thank you for listening. I will return in 2 weeks for a new moon reading. Your viewage is appreciated. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Bye for now.